Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Quick Takes with a Hispanerd. So, the news that came down today that I wanted to talk about was that we are getting a Disney Plus Indiana Jones series. I am concerned and a little bit excited. It has definitely been a hit and miss for me. I've been thinking or been trying to compose my thoughts rather on Disney Plus and what Disney Plus is. And the one thing that keeps coming to mind over and over again is when they first launched Disney Plus. I think over 2 years ago now. Um, they had a lot of content, but it was all content from the past. Classic Disney movies, and now it would be considered classic Disney shows. A lot of kid content. Um, and if I remember, they didn't come out of the gate necessarily quick with everything converted over. They still were in the process of dropping that in. But now, now it just feels like the platform is inundated, and we just keep getting more and more and more. And I have to admit, I just a tiny bit of burnout when it comes to stuff. So when I heard that this Indiana Jones series is coming to Disney Plus, the first thing that I thought of is that I believe a few weeks ago there had been a report that it had been put out that Disney wanted Lucasfilm to stop announcing things so early on and in advance. And Lucasfilm is definitely overseeing Indiana Jones. Sorry, I had like a little brain moment right there where I'm like, what am I talking about? But so yeah, this announcement, as of now, I've not seen anybody up for the role at all. It's just, hey, this is coming, get ready for it. Now, if I was wish casting for the role of Indiana Jones, I would 100%. My first pick is definitely Chris Pratt. I think Chris Pratt is incredibly charming, charismatic, good looking, big dude. I think he can play dramatic and funny, and I mean the guy just, in my opinion, he can do it all. To me, he's similar to Chris Hemsworth in that those guys are very well rounded, and they seem to be comfortable playing in many different sandboxes of emotion. So that would be my number one pick for sure. I don't know who it's going to go to. Obviously, something that we'll learn as time goes on. But I am cautiously interested in this. I think there's a million ways to do this wrong. And then I think that there is a definite way to do this right. And one of those would be to give it to Tony Gilroy, who is the showrunner for Andor. That guy and the entire team, the entire Andor team has been knocking it out of the park. So that's the first person that comes to mind that might be able to tell a really good story. The other one would be Shane. Is it Shane Black? I think is the director. I think he's the one who's maybe currently doing the Indiana Jones right now. So it seems like good things are coming from that, from this last Indiana Jones. Maybe they could port that guy over as an executive producer or something. Because I think, like I said, I think there's a million ways to do this wrong. If you go back to a young Indiana Jones and you don't live within the time period of the character, but instead you try to port over what is currently happening now, and our sensibilities now to that era, I think that's how you do it wrong. I think that's how you end up missing the whole point of the character and the time and the era of the character. But I think the way to do it right is, I mean, obviously, you pull back from some of the things that infested the past. You don't need to focus on the more open racism, for example, and the more segregated aspects of the past. But I don't. I think you can have your cake and eat it too, where Indiana Jones as an individual can deal with people individually and just and treat them, you know, as as he sees them and meets them on their character, and not on their race or anything like that. So, like I said, I think there's a good way to do this, and I think that there's a bad way to do it. And I think the bad way to do it is to take today and try to transport it into the past and infuse it into the past. I think if Disney does anything other than deal with that specific time and era and work, really good stories around it, and plus, the casting is going to be, I think, huge. I think if they don't get those two things right, then we're seeing a dead on arrival show, and I really hope that it's the opposite, because Indy is one of my all-time favorite characters, and I would love to see it succeed. And I think as a Disney Plus show, it would work perfectly. So anyway, those are my quick thoughts on the announcement that I saw today for Indiana Jones. Fingers crossed that it is good, and that Disney lets people play within the sandbox of that era and not infuse it with today's thoughts, politics, social things that are going on. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you later.